Hey guys. Hi, Carol. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's headlines. This is the Truth Factor, and I'm Renee, and we have just a few headlines to get to today. We're just going to get started in this, guys. All of these articles are in the Wixit in the description and the link in the box below, guys. I didn't even get a chance. I was on the phone. Didn't even get a chance to sit this out. So give me just a second, guys. I'm going to share the stream. A couple of my people tell me they don't get the hey there, Watchman, and MG and Carol. They don't get the notifications. So I try to send them the notifications myself every day. So give me just a second. I just got two of these to sit out here. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, how is everyone today, guys? How is everyone? All right. Mercy. The stuff that goes on in this house right before my live sometimes gets crazy. It does indeed. It does. Anyway. So, censors different videos. I gotcha. Good to know there. Let's share this out. I got a lot to cover, guys. It's like so much is happening today. Really, it is. Hold on, stop. I'm gonna make sure I have that stupid thing clicked. I know I did do it. There we go. All right. Make sure we're ready at the very beginning. Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. Watchman says they blocked a neighbor so he couldn't text me, and it made him upset. Oh, mercy. Well, I'll tell you, I've had issues with pictures going through certain people at certain times, and then it clears up, and it's just some crazy stuff. But we're talking the pictures was a picture of a birthday cake, trying to stop a birthday cake. Crazy stuff. Anyway, I don't even know where I want to start today, guys. We have so much to cover. I'm going to go ahead. I guess we'll start with all of the updates about Israel, guys. We have this was late yesterday, and I'd already done a couple of videos. So I think the first couple of articles may be from yesterday's, late yesterday from Hal Turner. But anyway, we got it. Iran convoys moving long-range missiles to launch points. Video has emerged from inside Iran showing a large military convoy of trucks carrying long-range missiles being moved to launch points. There is a video below with over 100,000 visitors per story, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Anyway, so he's got it for subscribers only, but again, worth just mentioning. Go subscribe to Hal. Then we also have Qatar to cut off oil and gas supply if Israel invades Gaza. Well, we know that they're going ahead, so we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. It says, and you can bet Saudi Arabia, among others, will be right behind them. So we'll see how that plays out. This here is from Zero Hedge, guys. This is today's article, about 1 o'clock, almost 12:55. But Americans killed by Hamas rises to 27, and over a dozen captive as U.S. arranges evacuation flights. So they're saying that the number of missing is now at 14 for the Americans, and the Americans killed has risen to 27. That's the big takeaway from this article. I'm not going to read all of this, but it is here for your viewing pleasure with all the lovely little articles. But the big takeaway, like I said, I wanted to make sure that we have a current count and the most accurate. But what's being reported from Zero Hedge is that it's up to 27 Americans killed and 14 are missing. So, and I'm trying to keep up with that as closely as I can. And Israel is waiting till the 13th to launch the bombs. I gotcha. I gotcha. I know they've been bombing them already, though. They might be waiting until the 13th to do their raid. I don't know. But I know they have been already bombing them because that's what that one article says, like 6,000, I think. Israel says it has dropped 6,000 bombs in 6 days on the bombardment. Israeli minister says they've had no electricity, fuel, or humanitarian aid. The UK to send Navy ships, surveillance planes to support Israel. Hamas caused high civilian death toll from Saturday assault collateral damage. Things went out of control. Blinken, Pentagon chief, is also visits Israel. Blinken in Tel Aviv. As long as the U.S. exists, Israel won't have to defend itself alone. Yeah. And so that is the list of stuff that it says. So anyway, then we have also from Hal Turner. Oh no. Is it this one? No, I don't think. Israeli bombs Aleppo, Damascus airport. I did want to cover that, but I don't know where it says that at yet. Let's see. It says, but it seems that indeed the Syrian government under Bashir responsible as Thursday's IDF struck back against the Syrian targets. Syrian targets television is now confirming that Israel launched attacks on the country's two main international airports in the capital of Damascus and Aleppo in the north. It happened while an Iranian plane was inbound. So, yeah, they have bombed the airport at Damascus, guys. So there we go. Then we have Hal Turner, Jordan moving tanks and troops to Israel border. Again, another one of those lovely subscribe to him type deals. Hal Turner. Israeli attacks Damascus airport as Iran foreign minister plane coming in, plane forced to divert. And this is what was in that other article, but here it is also from Hal Turner. The Damascus airport is now damaged and closed. Aleppo airport is reported to be damaged and closed. The Iranian foreign minister plane appears to be returning to Iran. The Syrian Defense Ministry at approximately 1:50 this afternoon, the Israeli enemy simultaneously carried out an air aggression with burst of missiles targeting the international airports of Aleppo and Damascus, which led to damage to the airport's landing strips and then them being out of service. The aggression is desperate attempt to by the criminal Israeli enemy to divert attention from the crimes it is committing in Gaza and the great losses it is suffering at the hands of the Palestinian resistance. I'm not going to some of these remarks I won't read, but there we go. Let's see. We also have from Hal Turner. The Israeli defense is reported to have begun the airdrop of leaflets over the northern Gaza town of Bayat Lahaya, telling residents that the actions of Hamas have forced them to launch a large-scale military operation in the region and that they must immediately evacuate towards the south. They dropped leaflets telling Palestinians to leave where they are supposed to go. Doesn't matter what side you're on, Egypt has rejected them. Don't know about Lebanon, and the Palestinian women and children seem to be sitting ducks for the slaughter. And that is what's going on today. This is a Today article, guys. We also have also today, the Israelis health minister ordered state hospitals not to treat the captured terrorists. Israel's health minister ordered state hospitals not to treat captured terrorists. Moshe Arbel on Wednesday afternoon issued a directive to Israel's public health system to refuse to treat the captured terrorists, saying despicable terrorists is not in line with Israel's mission. In these difficult times, the public health system must focus entirely on treating victims of criminal massacres, the IDF soldiers, and preparing for the next war. Arbel said the task of securing and treating the damned and despicable terrorists within the public health system significantly harms this effort, and therefore, under my leadership, the public health system will not treat them. He went on today, the IDF or Shabbat should be tasked with addressing this issue. And of course, the health ministry is ready and willing to assist these bodies as needed. Now, guys, I disagree with this. As keyword, as long as Americas exist. I gotcha, Watchman. Hi, Ryan. Goodness sake, I'll tell you, this is wrong. Guys, you can put them in jail, but I think, treat them, whatever. I don't know. But I mean, I get the point. Why waste the time? You went in there to do a job, right? I don't know. But anyway, what in the world? I guess because of his name, Carol, you got, it didn't want it to post. That's crazy. Anyway, so onward anyway here. Let's see. We're up to the end time headlines. Syria State TV claims that Israel has targets in Aleppo and Damascus airports, which we've already kind of read. Just another source, guys. You guys know I sometimes grab more than one. We also have from Hal Turner, Russian parliament is to vote on ending the nuclear test ban treaty. So next week, Russian parliament will vote on withdrawing Russia's ratification of the treaty that bans nuclear tests. This move could provide Moscow with legal cover to conduct the testing involving a nuclear explosion for 1990, perhaps to remind Ukraine and the rest of the reality of things. The State Duma is expected to hold a first reading of the bill next Tuesday. Leonid Slutsky, head of the Duma's International Affairs Committee, said he expected it to complete its passage 2 days later. Well, imagine. Whatever you want it to happen is going to happen, right? I know, kind of crazy. Not even I don't know why they're even putting it to a vote, right? All right. Then we have from the White House box, Ukraine is funding coming to the end of its rope. White House spokesperson John Kirby admits the funding for Ukraine is coming to an end of the rope. It appears the U.S. is diverting funding away from Ukraine, and the Biden regime have quietly accepted their Ukraine is lost cause. Looks like Israel was the off-ramp they needed. Yeah. Then we have from the Times of Israel, guys, France bans all protests as a threat to the public order. This is from the Times of Israel. But I'm not going to read this one. I'm going to read the one from Hal Turner because there's been a couple of updates, okay? And so this is why we've got this one. This was updated at 3:55 Eastern time. So France bans Palestinian protests, right? And now there's riots. So according to French Interior Minister Darmanin, the government of France decreed today there can be no pro-Palestinian gathering, protests, speech writings, or even flags. Within hours, the people of France began to rise up. There are now riots in Paris and other cities. Social media is now lighting up with the images and videos of the pro-Palestinian gatherings taking place. So here we go. demonstrators in Palace in support of the Palestine against the Israeli aggression. Here we go. Let's see.
Stop, Rachel.
That is a lot of people, guys. Wow. That's a lot of people. We're not going to wait for the other one to start. We're going to just, I mean, you can see how many people there is. That's a lot of demonstrators. Okay. Paris, not surprised. Police are using tear gas against the crowds. Police attack and use gas canisters to disperse the pro-Palestinian protesters in Paris. Okay, more as he gets it. Updated 3:55. France just declared a new rule for all foreign nationals. Automatic deportation if they are seen or caught publicly supporting Palestinians. Who's next? Will this come apprehended now sweep Europe? I don't know. Interesting turn of events there. Let's see. Absolutely crazy, right? Then we have this very crazy article. This was one of the first articles. Hey, Miss Helen, how are you? This is one of the first articles that I saw this morning when I was getting motivated to get up and do things. But the notorious cartel hitman in a creepy Halloween mask announced a purge in a chilling video. Now, guys, I did listen to the video, but it is in Spanish and I do not speak Spanish, so I can't interpret it, and there is no caption. So I'm not going to play that video, but I'll read you the article. Okay. But if you can understand Spanish, you are welcome to watch it. It is in this description of the box below in the Wixit. Hitmen from one of Mexico's most notorious drug cartels have announced a purge in a chilling video that has emerged online. Members of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, considered to be the country's most dangerous drug traffickers organization, wear creepy Halloween masks and military-style uniforms in a bizarre footage. They're also armed to the teeth, pointing high-caliber weapons to the sky as they face the camera. In the video shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, one hitman addresses residents of Tijuca, I don't know, Tijuana, I don't know, not Tijuana, maybe Tijuana, I don't know, a city in the state of Mexico, and people in the surrounding areas. He announces the CJNG has arrived. Therefore, before listing off all the towns they will be visiting on their purge, he says this message goes out to the residents within the valleys of Tijuana. I guess that's Tijuana. Tijuana? I don't know. Tijuana? I don't know. Anyway, and all of its surroundings, we arrived, you sons of a... Anyway, we will be moving throughout the towns of San Juan, Tijuana, Utamba, Apus. I don't know, guys. I'm slaughtering this, but you can see San Martin del Pyramid, San Antas, San Luis, San Miguel. There's quite a few guys. 5 Day, Mayo, San Pedro, San Maria, San Sebastian, San Antonio. This is San Marcos. This is all in Mexico, guys. Okay, make sure you understand it's in Mexico. We've arrived to purge these areas, you sons of... We are the absolute mob of Mr. Mencho. The hitmen are then heard shouting that final sentence again in unison. The CJNG is headed by Nemiso Ruben Oseguero Cervantes, more commonly referred to by his alias, El Mencho. The gang's propensity for extreme violence has landed El Mencho at the top of both America and Mexico's most wanted list, with U.S. authorities offering $10 million for information leading to his capture. Tim says, your life is not worth $10 million. That's what he says. And he said, do they not think that these people will give 10 million and more for your heads? I don't know, guys. Just saying. I don't know. Anyway. So then we also have the Middle East. Hamas calls up upon Muslims to participate in a holy war on October 13th. Now, guys, we covered this yesterday. I want to reiterate, we covered this yesterday. But given that we were just talking about a purge in Mexico and the ban in France for pro-Palestinian speech, I thought that it was only fitting to follow it up with a reminder of what they're calling for tomorrow, which is a World of Jihad Day, according to a statement called by the Middle East Media Research Institute. The Palestinian Study Organization christened tomorrow as the Friday of the Al-Quds flood, referring to the name that the surprise attack it launched in Gaza late Saturday, leading to the death of more than 1,300 Israelis, while the number of wounded stands at 3,000, and the number of hostages held captive by the terrorists is an estimated at 130. According to the Middle East Media Research Institute, Hamas statement reads, we declare that tomorrow, Friday, October 13th, will be a day of general mobilization in the Arab and Islamic world and among the free people and of the world. It is a day to rally support, offer aid, and participate actively in its day to expose the crimes of the occupation and foil all its aggressive schemes. It is the day to demonstrate our love for Palestinian, Jerusalem, and Al-Quds. Okay, guys, I'm not going to read any more, but be vigilant and be aware, guys. Be safe, be prayed up, right? Okay, and so then we also have from Gateway Pundit, oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick, Ryan. We'll be praying for you. Democrat Senator Mendez charged with conspiracy to act as a foreign agent in a superseding indictment, but not, the other guy. Embattled Democrat Senator Bob Mendez on Thursday was charged with acting as a foreign agent in a superseding indictment. The new indictment filed by federal grand jury in Manhattan claims Mendez provided sensitive U.S. government information and took other steps that secretly aided the government of Egypt. Last month, federal prosecutors announced that the Democrat U.S. Senator Bob Mendez of New Jersey and his wife have been indicted on charges of bribery and corruption. Federal prosecutors out of the Southern District of New York obtained a 3-count indictment against Bob Mendez and his wife. Fred Dibbs, a real estate developer, New Jersey businessman, and while Hannah and Joseph Erb were also charged. The senator and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes, cash, gold, home mortgage, payments, jobs, cars, and other things of value in exchange for using his power and influence to protect and enrich Jersey businessmen and to benefit the government of Egypt. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, said Nadine Mendez was given a no-show or a low-show job of Mercedes-Benz and other things of value, Damian Williams said. Special agents discovered $500,000 cash stuffed in envelopes in closets. Some of the cash was stuffed in the senator's jacket pockets. Wow, guys. And some of the envelopes of cash contained Dobbs' fingerprints and Dobbs' DNA, Williams said at a press conference last month. Wow, guys. It's crazy. Mendez previously used the race card after he was indicted. It is not lost on me how quickly some of are rushing to judge a Latino and push him out of his seat. I'm not going anywhere, Mendez said. This is breaking story. Please check back for updates. I tell you, rather crazy stuff taking place. That just kind of just creeped in on us, didn't it? Then we also have this. Okay, so first, I'm not going to read these articles. I'm just going to give you the download. Okay. So first, Steve Scalise is expected to drop out of the race for the Speaker of the House. That came at 11:33 a.m. today. I think he told Newsmax. I decide who I think he told. Um, yeah, Newsmax. Newsmax reports. So check back for updates, right? So then at that was at 11:30. Then at 3:23, he holds closed doors meeting to rally more votes for support of the House Speaker. Now, this one here, I'm going to read just an excerpt. Where is it? And it's made Marjorie Taylor Greene's concern and why she won't vote for him. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so she says, and this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, guys. When asked what concerns her most, Greene said, "He is battling cancer. My father died of cancer, and I have a great compassion for him. For that, we have a president right now that is clearly has dementia. We have Chuck Schumer, who's 80-year-old, a Democrat leader in Senate. We have Mitch McConnell, who looks like he has many strokes on camera, over 80, and Senate. We need a stronger fighter for the Speaker of the House and Republican Party. And this is how American people feel. I wish him the best. I want him to recover, but I want his full energy and efforts to focus on that. And I think that's the right thing to do." Concerns about his health, Greene said. So I say the same, guys. I say the same. I don't think that, somebody that is battling cancer, and it's supposed to be a blood type cancer. I don't know which one. I can't remember. I read an article, but it is sad. And so I think he's probably a honorable, outstanding gentleman. And, if he wasn't ill, he may have been an excellent Speaker of the House. But given his illness, I don't feel that he is the best man for the job. And of course, you guys know I have been partial to Jim Jordan, but, we know Greene has nominated Trump, so we'll see if maybe Trump doesn't make a comeback, guys. Anyway, just saying. Then we also have, guys, this is kind of crazy. From End Time Headlines, a pharmacist walks out of hundreds of Walgreens nationwide, leaving customers scrambling to get prescriptions. Pharmacists have walked out of hundreds of Walgreens locations nationwide in a dispute over working conditions. The workers claim current pressures have led to patients waiting days and weeks without their prescriptions. Some stores have temporarily closed due to the lack of staff, although a majority of the 9,000 nationwide Walgreens stores remain open. Pharmacy staff began the walkout on Monday, with organizers telling CNN action is expected to last until Wednesday. A pharmacist also spoke to Fox Business anonymously about the reason for the action. In an industry where a missed decimal point, a missed number, or a letter could mean life or death for a patient, it really becomes a dangerous situation when you're understaffed and overworked, they said. If it used to be if we got 20 prescriptions behind, it was an emergency, and now we're over 1,000. That means patients are going days and weeks without their needed medications. Walgreens insists that the walkouts have only caused a small number of pharmacies to experience operational disruptions. In a statement, the chain said, "We are engaged in listening to the concerns raised by some of our team members. We are committed to ensuring that our entire pharmacy team has the support and resources necessary to continue to provide the best care to our patients while taking care of their own well-being." Anyway, so that being said, guys, absolutely kind of scary, isn't it? Not scary for, per se, outside of, that could be costly for someone not to be able to get their medication because guess what? Everybody walked out, right? Crazy. All right. We also have some breaking news here from Idaho. There was a gas line that exploded and more than 10,000 people were evacuated. This here's an article from the Daily Mail. I'm not going to read all of it, but I am going to read a good portion. The emergency is over. They have released the people to go home. I do want to make sure we get that off and out right at the beginning of this. Okay, So, an Idaho town of 10,000 people were evacuated residents Thursday after a gas line exploded at a nearby intersection, injuring at least one. Authorities ordered the evacuations of most of the town of Middleton as a result, with local sheriffs at the point saying they did not yet know if any injuries were reported in connection with the explosion. Canyon County Sheriff spokesperson Joe Decker said people within the 4-mile radius of the blast, including the town, were told to evacuate, and authorities for about an hour turned motorists away from the area. The order since has been lifted, with cops confirming the gas line was shut off around 11:40 a.m. At that point, residents in the town were told to shelter in place before it was revealed that a pipeline worker actually caused the event. After the area was deemed safe, the owner of the gas line, Fortune 500 firm Williams Pipeline, revealed a worker driving an excavator was responsible after he mistakenly dug through the 22-inch natural gas line, causing it to break. Kind of expensive accident, wouldn't you say? Anyway, and this is just about the evacuation, and we'll do a witness and we'll finish. Witnesses who spoke to the press, meanwhile, reported loud noises reminiscent of a fighter jet coming in from the side of the leak, with others, some from miles away, reported physically feeling the explosion. As others fled their homes, students in 2 separate schools, Heights and Mill Creek Elementary, were ordered to stay indoors despite being well within the blast radius. Now, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? They evacuate 4 miles of this radius, right, for this explosion, but they tell the children to stay in place. I don't know. That's kind of troublesome there, in my opinion, especially if you don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know. That would be cause for concern. I don't think I think that would, if I wasn't homeschooling, I think I would be homeschooling. Just saying, that would be one of those reasons I would, really think twice about putting my child in a facility where they're going to be, kind of locked down and we're going to be out here. But then if something else continues, oh, well, then, I don't know, guys, kind of crazy. Not okay in my book. Anyway, this incident is over with, and it says all evacuation orders and shelter-in-place orders have been lifted. So that's good to know. Anyway, but there was that moment. I'm sure every parent was in panic mode. Okay, guys. So then we also have 5 officers shot in Benton County, Minnesota. Suspect is in custody. Glendorado Township in Minnesota, 5 officers were shot in a Glendorado Township near Princeton while executing a search warrant Thursday morning. A 64-year-old suspect has been arrested. The officers, who members of the Sherburne County Drug Task Force, went to the house to execute a warrant before shortly after 7 a.m. Authorities told Fox 9 while they were there, a man inside, the 64-year-old suspect, opened fire. The officers exchanged gunfire with the suspect, the Benton County Sheriff's Office said. According to the authorities, 5 officers were shot. 3 suffered non-life-threatening gunshot wounds and were taken to North Memorial Health. 2 deputies were shot in their bulletproof vest and taken to the hospital in St. Cloud, but have been since released. The members of the drug task force consisted of 3 officers from Sherburne County Sheriff's Office members and an investigator with the Princeton Police Department, and others is an investigator with the Elk River Police Department, the Sheriff's Office said. All the officers' injuries are said to have been non-life-threatening. A man who identified himself as the best friend of the first officer who was shot told Fox News his friend is out of surgery after being shot twice in the chest and once elsewhere in his body. The Benton County Sheriff's Office said he was assisted by several other agencies during the unfolding critical incident near the intersection of 190th Avenue Northeast and Glendorado Road Northeast. A woman was also inside the house at the time of the incident and was taken to a medical center, but has since been released. Authorities have not said whether the woman was involved or if she had been arrested. Well, I think if she's been released, I don't know. The 64-year-old suspect was taken into custody before noon on Thursday. That was a long holdout right there, I guess. The suspect was airlifted away from the scene with the sheriff's office, noting the suspect was injured during the incident. The cause and the extent of his injuries are not known. As of this writing, authorities have not shared what the warrant was for. In a statement on X, formerly Twitter, Governor Tim Walz said today there was a horrific incident in Benton County where 5 officers were shot. Thankfully, no one was killed, and the suspect is now in custody. My thoughts are with the officers as they recover, and they are keeping in close touch with the local authorities. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension will investigate this incident. Special Agent Michelle Frascone said the BCA is processing the scene and reviewing body and squad camera footage of the event. The Glendorado Township is located in Benton County, about 20 miles east of St. Cloud. So now we know where it is, guys, for anybody that was curious. Absolutely kind of crazy there. Then we also have, as this has been, let me see. Yes, Helen, that was Avery. It was indeed. As we can see, the bird flu is not going anywhere. We have this article that came out yesterday for the deadly bird flu detected in U.S. commercial poultry flocks in Utah and South Dakota. The U.S. agriculture detected traces of highly pathogenic bird flu in commercial poultry flock in South Dakota and Utah on Friday, raising concerns about possible future outbreaks across the country. So far, virus detections in 320 commercial flocks and 516 backyard flocks in the U.S. have affected 58.97 million birds nationwide, guys. That's a lot of birds. Backyard flocks are residents that keep 1,000 or fewer birds, whereas commercial flocks exceed the amount according to the USDA. On October 4th, officials in South Dakota confirmed the presence of the bird flu among commercial turkey flock in Herold County. More than 47,000 poultry were believed to be affected by the outbreak and will have to be culled. Infected flocks are killed to prevent the spread of the virus. I don't doubt that we will have more cases, South Dakota State veterinarian Beth Thompson told the Associated Press. I would be very pleasantly surprised if we were done because migration is just starting. 2 days later, the officials identified another infected commercial flock of 134,200 turkeys in Sanpete County, Utah. The detections are the first cases of the bird flu in the U.S. commercial flock since April, when the virus was confirmed in Beadle County, Turkey, farm with more than 75,000 birds and 58,500 head turkey from North Dakota on the same day. Before the October cases, the only recent reports of bird flu in the U.S. was sporadic in backyard flocks. Backyard flocks, guys, or among wild birds, according to the AP. While wild bird often show no symptoms of the avian influenza infections in them are concerned to the population industry because migrating birds can spread the disease to vulnerable commercial flocks. Yes, indeed, guys. Yes, indeed. Anyway, so I think we got the most of it. Just be aware that this is not going to go away no time soon. I guess not till we have no birds left, right? Just saying, they got to control you somehow, right? I guess they want you eating them crickets and them worms. We also have the dengue cases exceed 30,000 in Laos. The number of dengue cases in Laos increased to 30,323 Thursday after 164 new cases were reported in the past 24 hours. Guys, 164 cases in 24 hours is not a significant it's a good number, but when you put that with the rest of the cases and it puts it well over 30,000, it's absolutely astounding. And they've had 17 deaths, and the highest number of dengue cases are reported in Moxway, I guess, Providence of 5,258, while 4,497 cases have been confirmed. So this is crazy, guys, that this stuff, and this is all from a mosquito. Stay covered. Spray yourself. Don't go out, without coverage of some kind of insect mosquito repellent. All right, guys. So then we have this little booger. He just has to be the luckiest man in the world, right? This happened last night, guys, or yesterday, actually. But with all of the other news yesterday, we missed it. We did indeed. I don't know that many people were talking about it. If they were, I didn't hear about it. But here we have from ABC News, Hunter Biden judge agrees to drop the old gun count after indictment replaces scuttled plea deal. A gun count that had been part of a collapsed plea deal in the Hunter Biden case was dismissed Wednesday as the judge signed off on a prosecution request. The order from the U.S. District Judge Marilyn Noriega formally removes a gun possession charge that has now been replaced by a 3-count indictment. The president's son is charged with violating measures against drug users, having guns when he bought and kept a revolver for about 11 days in 2018 in a period where he had acknowledged struggling with addiction. Now, how is that? I don't know. Nothing's going to happen, guys. This is, you hear kitties. Yes, you do. There's Avery's. Avery is playing with the little baby kitties.
They're mad because this one banged his head into the bed. I didn't do it.
I didn't say you did.
He attacked it, but it hit him back on the head, so he's mad at it.
He didn't. He had a fight with the wall, and the wall won. Anyway, so Hunter Biden, 53, was originally expected to plead guilty to the misdemeanor tax counts in agreement with prosecutors and avoid prosecution on a single gun possession charge related to a 2018 purchase if he stayed clean and out of trouble. But the deal collapsed in July after Noriega raised questions about it, and the current gun indictment was filed weeks later. No new tax counts have yet been filed by special counsel David Weiss. So it looks like, I guess it just is who you are these days. What side of the aisle you are on, I guess, as to how lucky you are with the law. Apparently we're not a country of rules and laws. It's if you're a Hunter, if you're a Pelosi, if you're a part of the Democratic Party, right? I guess we need to see if we can all be adopted by the Bidens, right? Anywho, here's the For Your Eyes section. I'll tell you, hopefully y'all can see this. This Russian analyst of this Israeli war is really quite intriguing. I read it, I read the majority of it. I have to tell you, he's, if correct, it's astounding. But again, I don't trust anybody, so we're not going to trust Russia to analyze anything. Then we have the globalists open the second front World War III attack. I'm going to click on this here. I want to show you guys. If you get a chance, please listen to this woman's video. Very interesting, I'll tell you. And then we also have in the gateway, I think this is Michigan, officially police state. Also another interesting article to read. Anyway, I encourage you all to check out the For Your Eyes section. Anyway, guys, that is what we have today. That's the headlines for today, all the ins and the outs and everything else. Anyway, God is good, right? We'll be back later tonight with prayer again for America and Israel, especially on the eve of what we're going to get tomorrow. Who knows? If we get anything, we'll be blessed, right? But I do believe that there will be some kind of some kind of something tomorrow. So we will be praying here tonight for everyone globally, for Israel, for everyone, for America. I hope you guys will join us this evening, and it'll be a little bit later though. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and we will see you then. Bye.
Mommy, he's 4 foot.
Again, thank you all for joining us this evening. Have a blessed night.
Bye.
Avery says bye.